Now, you might remember we recently investigated the growing no straws movement and increased concern around the amount of pollution caused by the single-use plastic offender. So on the back of that report, we were contacted by a local entrepreneur, Kate Whitstock, who has come up with an inventive solution. It's called ReSTRAW. And she joins us now on Mags on Media to talk about her product and also the marketing strategy behind it. Good idea, and I'm really pleased that you got in touch with us. Before we talk about your product, Kate, let's talk a little bit about the this no straw movement itself. Yeah. It is gaining some degree of traction, I think. Why do you think that is?
Oh, absolutely. It's gaining momentum every single day. I mean, when I started this venture a year ago, I'd seen a little bit of the communication happening online, but it wasn't really taking off in South Africa. And suddenly in November and December, it just took off unbelievably. I think it's just purely because of the awareness that people are creating, one, on social media and amongst each other, and people are really starting to understand the negative impact that plastic is having as a whole. And
you've seen these horrible images around the world of plastic dumps in the ocean and the impact it has on marine life.
And I mean, you see it on the beaches every single day. People aren't stupid, they see it. And I think when you see that getting more and more every single year, you know, it calls for change.
Something that is finding resonance just with younger people who are perhaps more concerned with the environment, or are you seeing it spread across a broader market?
I think it's a broad market, but I think it is definitely more in the younger people. I think that they are influencing a lot of the older market too, because I think the older generations are often, well, it's you know, you're stuck in your ways in a way, if I can say that, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It's just, I think younger people are a little bit more conscious. Their mindset is a little bit more, you know, wanting to be a little bit eco-friendly and sustainable, and people are starting to steer away from the normal corporate way of doing things.
And hopefully they are impacting older generations who are in fact responsible for all this anyway.
I see it with youngsters, you know, 5 and 6 years old, telling their parents not to use straws, so it's just fantastic.
Okay, so forgive the temerity of my next question, but as far as you're concerned, how you came to all of this, my question to you is, tell me about your honeymoon.
Okay, so yeah, we were very fortunate. We decided to do a backpacking honeymoon in 2016 for 9 months, and it was incredible, and we took up diving on our honeymoon, and we saw, unfortunately, the negative side of it was seeing how much plastic was in every sphere of the world. I mean, we dived in Southeast Asia and we dived in Central America, and it was unbelievable to see how much.
It's not just on the beaches, it's in the waters.
No, it's in the waters, and that's the thing. I mean, and when you're seeing plastic on an island that has no people on it, that is miles away from any form of land, exactly, it's absolutely devastating. So that was a big reason as to why I started this. So
you came back, and there was an opportunity for you to form this initiative. Difficult as an entrepreneur to do that, though. So what is it?
So what the actual product? So basically we focus on 2 main straws at the moment. We have glass straws and bamboo straws. The glass straws are made from borosilicate glass, which is like Pyrex essentially. And those we have made locally. We try to have everything made locally, well, as much as possible.
And to be as sustainable in the manufacture as possible.
Exactly. Look, at some point there's always some level of having to import glass or whatever it is, but for the most part everything's done here. Our bamboo straws we do bring in from Indonesia, but they are made by a beautiful little family in Ubud, and so we're trying to support their local industry as well. That's actually where we saw the straws for the first time, was in Bali. I feel like I owe them something.
So how do you take a great idea like that and an important environmental idea and then turn it into a business?
Well, that's actually been the most amazing thing. So I think I went in with the mindset of, I want to make a change. If I can change 1,000 people's minds about straws and get them to understand the negative impact that they have and get them to change, then I feel like I've done my job.
The starfish syndrome, in other words. Make one small difference, you've done something.
Exactly, and it's just actually taken off. It's been amazing. It's happened so much faster than what I thought it would happen. I thought I'd have to spend 90% of my job educating people and explaining why this is so bad and why they need to change their ways. And it's actually just, it's happened so organically everywhere, and now it's just come, the business has just come.
So given that we're a show about brands and branding, is this, is it an organic marketing strategy, in other words, word of mouth, or have you gone a step further?
So, I mean, we do have our digital footprint. We have a website and we have an Instagram page and we have a Facebook page. So a lot of it does happen there, but I think most of it has definitely been word of mouth, or when another brand has bought into it, that has such a knock-on effect for other brands, which has been fantastic. So I'd say, it's probably 60% word of mouth and then 20-20.
So is it a retail sales distribution? Is it to restaurants, or is it simply to, you know, off the website of people who
it's basically a two-pronged approach. The one is to try and get into the consumers, well, directly to the consumer so that they carry a straw with them, and then the stockists as well, and then getting into restaurants and lodges and bars, because they obviously have quite a massive turnover of straws. And not only that, I mean, the double side of it is that they can create awareness from their side and, you know, get people used to the idea of using a reusable straw, and then hopefully that'll all just balance out.
I mean, to me, that would seem to be the logical starting point. Are they buying into this, or do they just see you as, you know, some out there hippie kind of person who's trying to change the world?
No, I think luckily, because this all happened organically, and I didn't have, half of my job was done because of the movement that happened, or that is happening. But yeah, a lot of people, there's obviously a bit of an investment side of it that get the, you know, cost point that gets a bit. Well, that's where the discussion sometimes changes, but most restaurants are actually quite receptive to it. A lot of people say, I'll think about it, and then they do get back to you, and then they actually buy into it. Some people off the cuff just don't even want to sample. They want them straight away. So it's been really interesting, very, very interesting.
You say, just in conclusion, our mission, quoting you here.
Yes,
our mission is to reduce and hopefully end the use of single-use plastic straws in South Africa.
And hopefully the world.
And the world, yes,
and the
world domination. But you're a long way from that. I mean, again, as noble and as important as this is, the reality is this is a big, it's a fight as well, isn't it? It's a crusade.
Absolutely. But the beautiful thing is that it's at this point we've got so much more to do. You know, it's not like, oh, we've done our bit, now it's done, the business is done. I think it's going to be people are going to take on to it more and more and more. So I just think it's endless right now. So that's beautiful from a business point of view.
Your passion. Thank you very much, Kate Woodstock. Appreciate it.
Thank you very
founder
much.
of ReSTRAW. It is an important initiative. Finally on the programme, let me take you to Sri Lanka for a brand new advertising campaign for the tea brand 5 Roses. It's been a year in the making for the brand, and the advertising agency M&C Saatchi Abel wanted to pay, it says, homage to the home of Ceylon and the origins of a South African icon. Let's go behind the scenes.
In 2017, 5 Roses embarked on a journey, one that would explore the origins of some of the world's best tea, over 7,000 kilometers away from South Africa to the home of Ceylon tea. From bustling Johannesburg to the far-flung lush tea estates of Sri Lanka, the beautiful and charming Nandi Madida captured the story of exploration and discovery. The 5 Roses team shot a captivating story, a journey from the city where a sip of 5 Roses Ceylon blend transports us to the heart and the source of the tea leaves, scenic Sri Lanka. The commercial infers that every time the viewer takes a sip of their own cup of 5 Roses Ceylon blend, they also get to experience a journey to the origins of this amazing tea. It's not only about a demonstration of superior quality tea, but also about inviting the viewer to accompany Nandi on this enchanting journey to this exotic location.
I never thought I would be at the source of where tea is made, which is absolutely fantastic. What an amazing ambiance too. It's so serene here, and it's just so beautiful. So I must be honest, I'm really overwhelmed and delighted to be here. What an experience in Sri Lanka.
For the agency, it was an amazing challenge and an incredible opportunity. 5 Roses is an iconic South African brand with great heritage, which makes the job a lot easier. The director of the film, Justine Calverley, was fantastic, and everyone's vision for how the story should be told was aligned from day one.
So really, you know, it was about getting a team together with one single vision of this journey our lead would take. And I think we've been really successful in telling the story, not just in an informative way, but in a beautiful way, in you know, really pushing the exotic kind of factor of the locations.
You know, my experience now, and actually more than anything, my respect for drinking tea has gone on another level, because just there's so much work that goes into it, and the craftsmanship, but also the lifestyle here. People are very dedicated and hardworking and appreciate nature too. So that's something I, of course, have taken in and learned, and once again really appreciate about the people here in Sri Lanka. It's been so surreal.
It's a fascinating story about the origins of Ceylon tea, which really just lends itself to the beautiful visuals in the ad. We traveled to the rolling highlands of Sri Lanka to film in the Ceylon tea gardens, which bask in gentle sunshine that is tempered by monsoon rains. There is no place on earth like the tea gardens of Sri Lanka, and we wanted that authenticity to come through on screen. It's really a story about how 5 Roses has gathered teas from distant places to ensure the tea that goes into their blends is only the finest. The commercial ends back in an apartment in Johannesburg where Nandi is enjoying her cup of 5 Roses tea. With every sip, she remembers Sri Lanka, the source of the tea leaves. This is the message that we intended viewers to be left with, that with every sip, you know that it's not just any tea, It's 5 Roses, a superior blend of some of the finest tea leaves in the world.
And that's where we're going to end it for this week. You can visit our various social media pages for more brand and media stories. Until next time, goodbye to you and thank you for watching.